How do we answer the question, what do I take pictures of? There's just so much going on here. Look. Everywhere you look, it's stuff. I feel like I've always kind of seen nice things in the world, and I realize that as I walk along, I see those images. Those specific moments and images. So now I kind of call them moments. Moments for me lead to images. So in a busy forest scene like this, I'll put up an example of a scene that struck me that I wanted to post and share with you guys. That's an image that I turned my head as I was walking and I saw, and something went click. Something, it framed. So it registered somehow differently than the rest of the experience of walking through, which was kind of a blur. And it wasn't as simple as me just putting my head up and going like, I see that over there, I'm paying attention to that. That's not what happened. There was something else a little bit special connecting to something when I looked at that scene. So I said, you know, that's it. That's what I'm going to take a picture of now. So I hope this helps clarify things for you a little bit. Certainly finding a subject in the woodland can be challenging just because it is so busy. But try to remember that when you're walking through. You see something that's special. It doesn't need to be something fantastic or amazing or something that only occurs once in a billion times on planet Earth. You know, it applies anywhere you're doing photography. Something that strikes you, something you respond to. That's what we're capturing. We're capturing what we respond to. And we're making an image out of it and trying to, give some staying power to that so that it becomes a piece of art. And capturing that's a pretty special thing to do. Think about an event photographer. An event photographer is capturing moments, right? Like you're at a wedding, capturing the first kiss after they're pronounced married. First dance, certain emotional moments. So when we're out in the landscape, what we're looking for are the moments that we respond to. It's easy at an event to identify moments between other people, but when we're dealing with landscapes and shooting the natural world, what we're trying to identify is our own moments, because in those moments we're having a response to the world, an image, a scene that we see. So maybe that'll help. It's tricky. So now when we're out in the woodlands, for example, not necessarily a busy woodlands or doing photography anywhere, we need to read our own internal emotions. We need to do something a little bit different. We need to flip it in reverse. We need to start to feel when we respond to something. So it's a little bit of reading yourself, paying close attention to yourself. You've got to kind of slow down, be about the journey, and just look for those cues. I feel like that image is a little special. Let me shoot that. I have a reaction to that image. So we have to read ourselves, and that's different, and that can be tough, and that takes time. But it's really as easy as walking through a place and saying, that just stands out to me. Like it could be light coming through the trees. Look at your field of view when you're going to frame it up. Maybe you don't need the whole scene from the ground all the way up. You don't need to capture it. Maybe it's not a wide angle moment. Maybe the moment you like is just the way the light is coming through some branches. It could also be something really small. It doesn't need to be something dramatic like high up light rays blasting through trees. It could be just a quiet moment of light on a small little root thing or something, a stump. Or it could just be a path that looks good to you. Those are all moments that you're having, all right? So anyway, when people get upset, we say they're having a moment. But you can also have a moment where you're resonating with something. Right? Doesn't that make sense? And if someone's upset and they're having a moment, of course they're resonating with anger or whatever happened in some kind of interpretation of a moment. But artistically speaking, when we see a scene and we sort of have that internal snapshot of it, that's a moment. Capture it. That's the best advice I can give you. I'm trying to. It's about trying to read yourself and trying to slow down, be quiet, and pay attention and respond to your internal experience. And responding to an internal experience can be new, especially for someone like a middle-aged guy in the US like me. But if I can find my way, you certainly can too. And if you found this helpful in any way, I'd appreciate it if you consider subscribing to the channel. As I come up with new things, I'll share them because I enjoy making videos. And you can check me out on Instagram at Journeys of Mike. That's where all of my photography lives. Give me a thumbs up if you can dig it, and thank you very much.